So, hey Maria,
Hey, Freddie.
how's you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So today we're making clothes peg puppets.
Yes, we are.
So, Jody's gonna take this plastic lid here, and he's gonna cut the trim off. Because you need a flat piece of plastic lid. It could be any kind of lid. It could be margarine lid, whipped cream lid, any kind of flat lid. This is a hummus lid he's using.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's just cutting that trim off. We're making clothes peg puppets. Okay, now that he's got the flat lid, he's going to cut two sides of it off to make the shape of my head. See how my head is kind of like square but rounded on the top?
Yes.
That's the shape he's going to make. Alright, then he's going to put those side pieces away for another thing. So now he's going to cut it in half. So he's going to make the top of my head and the bottom of my head. So see how my mouth's going to open and close there?
Yes.
And if you didn't get it quite square, you can go back and cut it square. So the next thing he's going to do, he's going to take some of this fleece blanket, and you can buy that at the dollar store or Giant Tiger. You can get it at Walmart. You can order them online.
Does it have to be a fleece blanket or?
No, you could.
Tea towel
It could be
or
a tea
face
towel or a face towel or any material you want.
Okay.
It could be any color you want too.
Mhm.
So what he's doing is he's measuring. He's putting it on the two pieces of plastic onto that material, and he's cutting about an inch or a millimeter, not an inch, a couple of millimeters around the edge of each one. And then he's going to cut it down the center. And this is going to give you the space you need to glue it onto the plastic.
Okay.
So now here's the thing. You'll see it in the next one, but he should have taken the square of cloth and cut it round on the top of the head. This would help him from any extra trimming he'll have to do. But you're going to get to see why it's a good idea to do it. And you have to do both sides the same.
Great.
So see, as he's folding it over, you got those extra little pointy pieces?
Yes.
He's going to have to either cut those off or glue them down. And I think what he's going to do is cut them off.
Okay.
But if he had cut it round, he wouldn't have to do that.
Right.
But if you forget, as you can see, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
So if you have any extra little space in the where the two side flaps are, or in the round part, you just add some glue in there, and it should glue it down. So now that he's got the three sides glued down, he's going to take some stuffing, and you can stuff it with pretty much any kind of stuffing. It could be cotton stuffing. This is cotton stuffing from from Walmart.
Right.
But if you don't have that, you could use a pillow, an old pillow.
Okay.
You could use leftover material bits,
Right.
or you could use cotton batting,
Right.
or any kind of things. Anything makes a good stuffing, but the cotton stuffing is really nice. It's easy to work with.
Mhm.
So when you stuff it in there,
Just shape it.
you're just shaping it, making sure to get it into the corners, You want it to make a really nice shape. Just smooth it out with your fingers. If you need more, you can always add a little more. If you need a little less, you can always take some away. Once it looks right, it looks like a little pizza pocket to me. Once it looks right, just take your hot glue and just run a bead of hot glue on there, and then start to fold over the excess material.
Right.
And this will seal everything in there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have to go back and add a little bit, don't worry about it. You can always go and add a little more. Next thing he's going to do is put a little hot glue in the corners. Fold them in, fold them down. Make sure if you're using a hot glue gun that you don't burn yourself. It's very easy to burn yourself with a hot glue gun.
Yes.
And the more longer you use them, the hotter they get.
Mm-hmm.
The easier it is to burn yourself. So once he's got that side put down, now he's going to do it. This is the right way to do it. So you trim it round on the top to match the outside. This will help him from having to cut them off later.
Right.
And then he's just putting some glue around the X on the outside and folding it over like he did on the first one. And it's pretty much the exact same steps now. Make sure you get all three sides. And again, if there's any loose bits, you can go back in and put some glue under the folds and just make sure they're completely glued down. You want them to be flush with the plastic. And then he's going to take the stuffing and stuff the little pocket again, just the way like he did the first one. Getting all the edges, making sure it's nice and smooth. By the way, if you're watching us on YouTube right now, please hit the like, subscribe, and leave a comment and share this so that other people can learn how to make these guys too. And check out some of our other videos. We have a lot of puppet videos. It's a good time. Now he's just going to glue down that edge, seal it all in, just like before. And then, of course, the corners. And if you're watching us on Facebook or any other platform, make sure to like, share, and comment. And this helps other people to be able to watch these videos and enjoy it. And we just want to thank our fans and our viewers of Laugh Out Loud Puppets for everything you guys do for us. So now he's going to glue down the tips. And there you have it. You have the top and the bottom part of my head. Ta-da! Pretty easy, eh, Maria?
Yes, so far.
So now it's time to pick a clothes peg.
Right.
There's plastic clothes pegs, wooden clothes pegs.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to use a wooden clothes peg. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put the two little squares aside. We're going to take our felt, our red felt. You could use also black felt.
It has to be felt.
It helps to be felt.
Okay.
Any red or black material is good.
Yeah.
We're going to cut it, place the little squares on there, and then we're going to cut it to the size of those two little squares. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fold that in half And we're going to slide it in between the clothes peg, right in the middle. Make sure it's centered. Now we're going to take our hot glue gun and we're just going to glue around the sides. And we're going to glue a little bit on the top of the clothes peg and around the sides. And that's just going to give us something to glue. And now we're going to take our felt, cut a little strip, and we're going to cover over all that glue over the clothes peg. And that's just going to seal everything in and secure the felt to the clothes peg. Now we're going to flip it over and do the exact same thing. Cut another piece of the felt. Glue it on. And now our inside of our mouth is secured onto the clothes peg.
Interesting.
Yeah. I just realized I'm one good looking dude.
That you are.
Oh, thank you. So now we're going to separate the two pieces of felt, the top piece and the bottom piece, and we're going to glue one onto one side, one of those little pockets onto the back side, and one side onto the other side pocket. And that's just going to add some strength, and it's going to allow you to be able to use the clothes peg to open and close my mouth. Pretty interesting, huh?
Very.
So once you get it on there, you just place it on. Make sure to rub it in with your fingers to make sure that it's really secured on there. And then you're going to turn it over and do the exact same to the other square. Add your hot glue. And then you're going to place it on the other flap. Ta-da! Now I can talk. Okay. So at this point, we're just going to secure everything up. So we're going to take our material, our whatever material. So if you're making a monster puppet, it could be like a yellow or blue or fur or whatever. And we're just going to cut it the same size again, like when we made the pockets. And then we're going to take that piece of material and we're going to cut it in half. And we're going to use this to line the backing of our puppet. And this does a couple of things. It stiffens everything up and makes the mouth work better. And it also just cleans it up and makes it look nice on the back.
Right.
Not that anybody's really going to see it,
But still.
but it just makes it look nice. Maybe the puppeteer is going to see it. So you just glue on the top and to the edge, and on right up to the edge of the clothes peg. And then you turn it over and you do the same on the other side. All of the back. You want to cover in all of the back. But only on the red and on the top. You don't want to get any on the outside trim, because that would seal the mouth up.
Right.
So you want to be careful of that.
Right.
And be really careful not to burn yourself. And there you go. All right, there's our mouth. So now take your scissors and trim around all the outside. So you want it to be completely flush. Do 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 do. Boogie boogie, boogie boogie. And now you want to take that material and you want to cut it on an angle from the clothes peg to the corner of the mouth. And that's going to give your mouth a really nice shape and make it really easy for your mouth to work.
Right.
Now I can talk. Do, 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 do. So the next thing we're going to do is take our craft fur or our fun fur or whatever. You can make my hair out of wool or cotton balls or string, whatever you want. And you want to measure it, your piece of craft fur, to the size of the head. And then what you want to do is once you got it sized to the head, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to trim the corners of the craft fur. Now be careful not to cut into the craft fur. You just want to cut the corners of the backing of the fur. So it gives it that round shape. This hides up all your seam lines and everything. It makes it look more natural.
Right.
Now you're going to take your glue around all the edges. Put a lot of glue on there. And you picked which side is your top of your head and your bottom of your head. And then you add the glue. You add the fur. And you want to push down. Make sure it gets all into the other material. Then you can fluff up the hair and make it look all natural. And just make sure it's all glued in, front and back. So now, I would like to see. So we're going to get some eyes. Now you can use a lot of things for eyes. You can use spoons. You can use Google eyes or printed eyes. Today we're going to use styrofoam ball eyes. Take your little styrofoam balls and you cut them in half. And if you look at the styrofoam ball, there'll be a little line that runs around it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to cut along the line.
Okay.
Because if you cut in the opposite direction, that little line will be right in between your eyes.
Okay. That's good to know.
So now you can just organize where you want them to be, adjust them. They can be close together or farther apart. In this case, we put them a little farther apart because I'd like to have a nose. Just adjust the camera there, camera guy. And then take a little dab of glue and glue on each of the sides. You put it on the back. But just a tiny little bit. Because if you use a lot of glue, it'll melt your styrofoam balls.
Really?
Yep. So just a dab, just like a little dab you need.
I didn't know that.
So now, take your... Oh, my stand is falling. Oh my gosh, hang on. There we go. Oh, oh, oh. Camera guy, what's going on with you? It's always good to have a little humor. So anyways, when you make the nose, you just put the glue. You glue it, that piece of little strip of material in half. Then you glue it in half again on the edges. just like that. Then you just give it a little bit of a rounded shape on the end. And then you push the materials into the sides one more time, but just on the top half. And you run a bead of glue in the middle. Then you push the sides together, just on the top half, and it'll make the bridge of the nose. Then you can take your scissors and cut it round on the top till you just give it that nice natural blended shape. And then you can just see if it looks right. There's something to remember in puppetry.
What's that?
It doesn't always have to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So now, take your glue, put it on the back of your nose, and then glue your nose down. Push it down. Just work it in with your fingers. Make sure it's all stuck on there. And then on the top, you can just take the tip of your glue gun, put some glue, and push it in. And then gently, gently push it down. Remember, the glue is hot, so you may want to let it set for a couple of seconds before you do that, so that it cools off a little bit, because you don't want to burn yourself. And by now, the glue gun is super hot. So now I have a nose.
Now you can smell.
Now I can smell. So now we're going to take our little black felt,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to cut a little piece off, fold it in half, and cut it into a circular shape. And then it's going to make two little pupils, so then I'll be able to see.
Very good.
Yeah, puppetry doesn't always have to be perfect. And it takes practice. And you know what? It's all in a matter of taste. If you want to do something one way, do it. If you want to do it another way, do it. There's no perfection in puppetry. It's just trial and error and practice. And have fun with it. If you're not having fun with it, it's not good. You should be having fun with it. So now take your two little pupil eyes, add a little dab of glue on each one, and glue them. Decide where you want them on the styrofoam balls, and then glue them on. Well, look at that. I can see.
Yeah.
I can smell, and I can see, and I can talk. So now, I wanted to have a little beard,
Sure.
so I told Jody to give me a little beard. My beard fell off. My beard fell off. You need to put glue on it. And we already had that piece trimmed up, but it was trimmed up the exact same way as the top
Right.
my hair was.
Right.
Only now we're going to place it down on my chin.
There we go.
Push it in. Make sure the glue sticks nice and good. And now I got a beard.
Yeah.
Looking good, dude. Looking good. That's my twin brother. So one last thing. We're going to grab some 5mm fun foam,
Oh, okay.
and we're going to make a little tooth.
Fun foam. Do you have to use that?
No, you could make a tooth out of any kind of thing, whatever you think, little piece of paper or cardboard, or
Yeah.
could be a spoon, handle off of a little plastic spoon.
Yeah.
But I like to use craft foam.
Sure.
And then you just cut the little tooth, shape it up, trim it round like a little tooth on a flat edge, and then you can check to see if it's looks right. If it doesn't look right, you can always trim it again, or in this case I wanted to cut a lot off. That's right. So now add a bit of glue. And we glue it on.
Very good.
And then I got a tooth for chewing. And that's pretty much me. Well, Maria, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Freddie.
Thank you, Jody, for creating this puppet.
Yeah, it was
And,
interesting.
I hope you all liked it. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. And leave a comment.
Okay.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye for now.
Thank you for watching. This has been a Laugh Out Loud Puppets production.